if you put your mind to doing whatever you want to do, good things can happen. So before anything else happened with Michael Jordan outside of that game and against you guys, that shot gave me the idea that I could be better than what people think, and I can, surpass any expectations that I may have for myself. I haven't had any disappointments. I mean, sports is a tool that teaches, and it teaches you bad things. It can also teach you good things. It's how you perceive those things. I've looked at every experience that I've had, negative and positive, and taken that as a positive. If I wouldn't change anything because I think it would alter some of the other things that happened. So when I look back, I can't say that I've had any bad things happen. Sure, I mean, you don't want bad things to happen, but you deal with bad things. You can't have good or without bad. If I can really elaborate on why I said myself more so than another athlete, is that because a lot of times I had to battle with myself to keep challenging myself. That to me was why I would say that the biggest battle was myself, because when you get to a certain pinnacle, you got to find some ways to keep going out there for 82 games. My competitive drive is far greater than anyone else that I've met. I think that I thrive on that. I think that's my biggest motivation in life, is to compete, find different competitions in certain things in life and try to overcome that, be it positive or negative. I have yet to meet someone who is as competitive as me, and I just feel that much confident about my competitive drive.
All I thought about was doing what I was good at and letting that open up a lot of opportunities for me and choosing from that point on.
There's a lot of conversations about what your game is capable of achieving, and I'm a firm believer that if you have a good game, your game is going to say that. You don't have to say it. So I guess it's trying to play down some of the trash talking, animosity that's in words and the whole promotional thing. Let your game be your promotion, your marketing tool. And that was our whole era. Our game gave the labels of what our basketball skills were. And then the marketing came back around it. Now it's changed. So I'm trying to revert back to where your game do all your talking instead of what we may say and what someone else may say about you. One day you might look up and see me playing the game at 50. No, I've never been afraid. I mean, obviously you're nervous. Afraid means you're not confident in your skills. I have total confidence in my skills, so I'm not afraid. I never feared about my skills, because I put in the work. Ethic eliminates fear. I wanted to excel my game and isolate my game from everybody else, a few dimensional. Even when it came to Magic Johnson, I mean, Magic Johnson was a crowd pleaser. He was a good offensive player. He was a great motivator, average defensive player. I wanted to change that. I wanted to take it another step. I wanted to do all those things, that could separate me from Magic Johnson. I'm not saying he wasn't great. He still is great, but we're great in our own different way, and that was motivational for me, and to this day it still is.
I never feel that I'm at my best. I feel I still have room to improve. I still set goals for myself to strive for. I'm never complacent with what I've achieved. Even though it's been very successful for me, I still feel I have a lot to prove, not just as a player, but as a person, as a father, to some extent as a role model in all aspects. So I'm never really too complacent with myself or with what I've achieved. When I get to a point where I feel I can improve as a player, I walk away from the game. I still feel that I have a plateau that I hadn't reached yet in terms of my skills or my expectations of myself. I'm always going to expect myself to do certain things or surpass certain things, as long as I believe that.
Never say never, because limits, like fears, are often just an illusion. Thank you very much.